Hey everyone, it's time to go on What's the Seed? Hey guys, I'm so excited. We have a very special guest tonight. We have Miss Aisha, and she is with Caribbean Elite Magazine. And we're really excited to have her tonight so she can talk to us about her background, the Caribbean Music Awards, as well as the Caribbean Elite Magazine. And before she comes on, of course, I'm doing a little plug. Guys, please don't forget to vote for me as a 2024 presenter for the Caribbean Music Awards. The link is in my bio. So, truly, truly excited to talk to Miss Aisha tonight. And my co host is here, and I am about to let her in to join us. Lean will be here in 3, 2, 1. Hey, Carlene, you should be here now.
Hello.
Hello, how are ya?
Good. Send a request to Aisha. She is here, I believe. Yeah.
Oh, you see her?
I think so.
Yep,
Yeah.
she's coming in.
Yeah.
How's it going tonight?
Good. I'm good.
And before you,
Getting ready for Toronto Carnival the next 3 weeks, so it's busy, busy, busy.
yeah, what parties are you going to?
I haven't had a plan. I'm busy doing stuff with certain bands, but not,
you, you're just
not
a
even thinking
busy
about that.
lady as usual.
Yeah.
All right, you have Miss Aisha coming in because I'm so excited to chat with her.
Did you see her?
There
Oh,
she
there she is.
is. All right, so we can send a hey Aisha. I'm adding her as a moderator, so she should have gotten a request. Did you get a request, Aisha? It should pop up at the bottom of your screen to come into our live. Did you get it? But as I was telling you guys before Carlene came in, we have our special guest, Miss Aisha, tonight. I sent it. Oh, there it is. I got you. And you should be coming in 5, 4,
There
3,
we go.
2,
Hello.
1. Hello, Miss
Hello.
Aisha.
Hi,
Oh, good.
ladies. Good evening. How are you?
Good. You
How
look
you
so beautiful.
You look absolutely gorgeous. Welcome to What's the Scene?
Thank you so very much. We all look absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, well, thank
Thank
you.
you.
We'll take that. It's been a long day. So thank you so very much.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Oh, we really appreciate you guys. So before you came on, I was letting our audience know that we're really excited and humbled to have you join us on our What's the Scene platform. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have Miss Aisha, and she is the voice in the sky for the Caribbean Music Awards. And
Yes.
she's also affiliated with the Caribbean Elite Magazine. And we're also going to talk about the voice in the sky because we want to get to know you too as well, right?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Her voice is beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
hmm So, Aisha, how did you get into this business as a voiceover script writer?
Okay. All right. So let's get straight into
We've
it.
got a
Yes.
long list of things.
As we get it straight into it.
All right. You guys are hearing me clearly, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. Well, I grew up in the performing arts, right? Growing up in Trinidad and Tobago, I'm always on a stage, through my mother, who's now deceased, may her soul rest in peace. She would wake me up at 5 a.m. in the morning to practice and, to ensure that my articulation is just right, posture is
Wow.
just right, speaking from the diaphragm, knowing how to project, all these things. But of course, as a child, it felt like torture, with her waking me up at 5 a.m. in the morning to pronounce my THs. And I was like, oh my God, are you for real, mommy? But
Yeah.
now I have a great appreciation for that. In terms of entering the voiceover industry, Many years ago, I represented the secondary school I attended at the time at a youth conference.
Mhm.
And at that conference, one of the sponsors, he invited anyone from the audience to join him on stage. Of course, everybody that dreads public speaking, nobody went down. He was like, okay, I'm giving you all one more chance. You're sure you all don't want to join me? And, whenever I tell this story, I say it like this, right? When you're watching the movies, there's the good angel on the left and there's the not so good angel on the right.
Yes.
Where the good,
Yes.
right. So the good angel is telling you, go ahead, you could do it. Go on that stage, you got this.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
And then you
Uh-huh.
have the not so good angel saying, what are you doing? You better sit in that seat. Everyone is going to laugh at you.
Uh-huh.
I decided to, overcome that fear. The good angel won.
Uh-huh.
And I went down on the stage and he said, young lady, for your bravery, he said, here's what I want you to do. I want you to, on the spot, voice an ad for me for any product, anything that comes to mind. Now, it felt so natural for me.
Uh-huh.
He said, I'll give you 5 minutes. In approximately 3 minutes, I was able to create the script and, voice it on stage, change my voice, a different character, then the
Oh,
announcer mode.
wow.
And he was like, wow. He said, clearly you have a gift for this thing. And that's where I
Yeah.
received a scholarship to pursue broadcasting, writing, and voicing commercials for a program. And that is where the journey began for me. And I never looked back.
Your
Wow.
voice is,
That,
I was on your page. I'm like, this is her voice? Wow.
yeah.
It just gives some comfort, professionalism, friendly comfort. Boss lady, it sounded like that. Oh, just
Uh,
really nice.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank
What
you,
an
thank you, thank you.
inspiring story. Because if it were me, I think Bad Angel would have won and say, girl, sit down here. But they always say growth always happens outside of your comfort zone. So
That is
definitely
correct.
yep,
Yeah, yeah,
you were highly rewarded for stepping out your comfort zone. So kudos to
yeah,
you for that.
yeah. It feels divine, honestly. I always think about it as like, you know what, Aisha, if you did not go on that stage that day, what would have been the outcome? But
Hmm.
now I realize that definitely that was divine. So that's why it's important to follow your gut, follow what
Yeah.
you feel, and don't allow fear to overcome, what God sent you on this earth to achieve.
Right.
I love
Oh, that's
that.
great.
Yes.
Mhm.
And actually you're speaking to me right now in more ways than you can imagine. So
I'm
Right.
glad. I'm glad. I'm glad.
Mhm.
So that is one great memory of how you got started, and that is a very inspiring story, right? So, do you have another memorable experience from your early days in broadcasting or doing voiceovers that you think like is there like one pivotal moment that has actually shaped your career?
Hmm. I mean, what I would say is, I remember as a child always reading to different children in the community. I would always
Hmm.
disguise my voice, and that's before I even knew that voice acting was a thing. You
Okay.
know, every afternoon I would read stories to kids who weren't able to read that well, and they enjoyed it so much, and it became a staple every day at 5 p.m. I'm reading stories for kids in the community, and when I look back again, I realize, Aisha, you were really meant to do this thing.
Mhm.
What I would share though, getting into the industry was not an easy thing because the space is a very competitive one. Everyone wants their voice out there.
Mhm.
And
Mm-hmm.
hence the reason for being well researched on whatever industry you're a part of so that you can figure out what your USP is, your unique selling proposition, how you
Yeah.
can
Like
position
that.
yourself, how you can stand out, and
Mhm.
being willing to invest in your brand. I kept knocking on doors, and I kept, I was told, you know what, Aisha, if you want your voice to be out there, you need to go through radio. They like to select the famous voices. It's like, okay, okay, no problem. Now, whilst I'm trained in broadcasting, I can work on radio if I want to. That wasn't the route I wanted to take, right?
Uh-huh.
So I felt like, I want to become a voice talent. I want to become a voice actor, but I don't want to be a news anchor. I don't want to do it via, having a shift on radio. There must be another
Right.
way.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I continue to do my research. I continue to do my demos. You know how that goes, the
Mhm.
demo phase where you're investing in all these demos, dropping it off, traveling before you have your vehicle. Yeah, I went through it all, beating the pavements in
And
Port of
losing the
Spain,
money
Yes.
dropping it.
and watching
Yeah,
your money going down,
that's
right?
correct. the opportunities are not coming in, but they continue to invest, and that's when the love for what you do, that's what fuels you to keep going, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that basically is what when I got my first break, it was for a television commercial, and that's all I was waiting for. My first yes. When
Yes.
I got
Yes.
that, ooh, it was all
All
over. I said, you know what,
over.
if I could do this, I could do another one, then
Mhm.
another one, and that's exactly what I did. And I stacked them one on top of the next, continued to
Uh-huh.
Wow.
invest in my craft, and here we are.
You know, we have to ask, what was the first commercial? You know, I'm going to ask.
It was the first commercial, I think, was almost 10 years ago. A TV ad for Tea and Tech. That was the first TV
Oh
commercial.
my
That's the
God,
thing
the
that I
electric
know the
company.
electricity. Yes,
Wait, that
yes,
was you?
yes, yes, yes.
Wow.
And the first radio commercial was for a financial institution.
Uh-huh.
And I still voice for that institution today.
Wow.
Mm.
So, yeah. Yep.
So you're
And you know what?
retaining the clients.
Things are
Yes.
quite, but you know what, Carlene, one thing we have to do is give her a super shout out
Mhm.
because she is one of the voices on Little Mermaid.
Oh,
And I was so
really?
excited to read that. So I forgot which character you were.
Oh, actually, what it was, I was the voice of God for a 3-day production for Disney last 2 weeks. Yeah, recently came
Mm.
back.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, so it was basically 24 shows, during the span of 3 days.
Okay.
And
Amazing.
Also, I read it wrong. I thought it was the Little Mermaid. It was a book.
yeah,
Okay, I read it wrong. Yeah.
it actually was for The Little Mermaid. That's the production because it's a new production that
Okay.
they've launched.
Mhm.
So they
Okay.
had a live show, 24 shows in 3 days, and they needed a voice of God, to welcome everyone and to continue to,
Oh,
yeah, to keep that energy going and
Yeah.
to introduce the
understood.
actual character. No, it was indeed it was a great experience.
You
Oh,
said
that's amazing.
24 shows in 3 days?
Wow.
24 shows in 3 days.
So
That's
how do you
correct.
keep your voice
That's what
healthy and
I was thinking.
Oh, definitely voice maintenance is important because remember, when you are utilizing your voice and earning an income through your voice becomes an asset, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
And what do you do with assets? You do what you have to do to protect
protect
your
them.
asset, right? And I
Correct.
know I'm
Yes.
speaking your language, ladies. So, in terms of voice maintenance, of course, keeping hydrated. I drink lots of water. I minimize the sugar intake, especially when I have shows and huge productions, because sugar doesn't serve you well when you have these things to do.
Yeah.
Stay away from the dairy products, no smoking, even the air condition,
Mhm.
right? Inhalation of too much cold air, it damages your vocal
Wow.
folds. So, yeah, water is your best friend as a voice talent.
Mhm.
You do what you have to do to ensure that you continue to maintain. You don't strain the voice. You don't, I don't speak when I don't have to most times. I try to give my voice that proper
Yes.
rest, especially when I have huge shows coming up. And yeah, so there are many things that you could do. But yeah, I am definitely intentional about how I treat my voice. I have my remedies, the ginger, the
Mhm.
lemon, the
Mhm.
warm water, the spices, the clove, the cinnamon. I
Oh, the
mean, I'm a
clothes. Yes.
Caribbean girl, so
Yes. Yes.
I love that.
Yes. With
And you know what?
go
Oh, I'm
ahead.
sorry, Carlene. I was going to say one of the things I definitely want to touch on, Aisha, is earlier you said, you train kids, you coach kids. So obviously you ventured out into the coaching lane to help others, along their path of success to become successful in this industry, right?
yes.
What are you seeing now that are some of the challenges your clients are facing, and how are you helping them overcome those
Um,
challenges?
all right. In terms of challenges from a coaching perspective, it's actually getting that break, that opportunity to penetrate the market. And this is where I have to always reinforce to them that you could have the talent, you could have the skill, but that is only going to get you this far. You also have to understand, you must have a strategy, you must have a system in place, you have to invest in your personal brand, you have to show up on social media, you have to
Mhm.
Mhm.
constantly be abreast with what's happening in the industry.
Yes.
Mhm.
So it's an entire, it's most of them come in thinking that it's easy, and then after the first session they realize, wow, this thing is work.
Yes.
And I'm like,
Mhm.
yes it
Mhm.
is, because my journey started, it's 23 years ago my journey started.
Oh,
right?
wow.
So now I'm able to post all these opportunities and all these things, and I'm thankful for it. But it was not an overnight process.
You
My
paid your
overnight took 23
dues.
years. Yeah, yeah. So it's about, that challenge is really getting that first opportunity, and being ready for that demo. I don't recommend anyone that I train unless I notice that you really have a knack for it. And I say, okay, yeah, you're ready for the demo. I don't encourage persons to do a demo after the level one program, because this is where you're now getting acquainted with your voice. You're now falling in love with your voice, understanding what your voice can do for you, understanding what your strengths and your weaknesses are, right? So then you're understanding the industry in terms of branding and how to position yourself. Then level two, then we tackle scripting in more detail, how to take your audience on a journey utilizing your voice. Because remember, as a voice talent, they're not seeing you, but they're hearing you.
Mhm.
So you now have to take them on a journey utilizing your voice with inflection, intonation, cadence, the right projection. So yeah, it's a
It's
science.
a science for sure. So, how do you stay motivated in this industry? And what's changing in this industry that you notice and you're like, hey, I got to move into this direction and so forth like that?
Yeah. What motivates me or what keeps me motivated is the passion for what I do. Voice acting wakes me up at night. It keeps me up at night and it wakes me up in the morning.
Oh,
Right? I
wow. Mhm.
genuinely love this thing. I'm always researching. I am in my home studio here right now. I'm surrounded by books. I'm always researching. I'm always looking at, where are we going from an industry perspective? And to answer your question in terms of what has changed, what has definitely changed is the style that these producers and these creative directors are asking for.
Mhm.
Gone are the days where they want you to be this strict announcery tone. Introducing, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Now they want the girl next door. They want the conversational read. They want you to sound as authentic as
Wow.
possible. So a lot of things that you would have learned when you went to a theater school or a broadcasting school, you have to unlearn a lot of these things,
Oh, wow.
because now you have to sound as conversational as possible. You're not over enunciating anymore. Whilst pronouncing your words is important, but you have to be able to strike that balance now, because we're in a different era.
Mhm.
You made a good point because social media is now looking for more natural people to talk about products and so
Authentic.
forth. So you're right on that track of
Yes,
changing your voice and you're not your total voice, but the way you
correct,
speak. So yeah, upon that.
correct.
Yeah. It's all about authenticity on social media. People want to know the real
Real,
you.
That's
yeah.
Yes.
correct.
That
That's
everyone
correct.
says the true
That's correct.
authenticity.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to just shift a little bit, the conversation, because of course I want to get into your relationship with the Caribbean Music Awards. Because what I loved is when I reached out, they were like, "Oh, we have the perfect person for you," and here comes the amazing Aisha, and we're like,
Yep.
"Yes, we get Aisha."
Oh
So,
wow, y'all are so good to
yeah,
my ego.
but that's what we're here for. We're here to connect all things Caribbean. And the fact
Yes,
that you're Trini, I like nothing better. I'm a Trini too. So,
yes. Hey sis,
yes. Okay. One thing we didn't mention before we answer that question, Aisha, what part of Trinidad are you from?
San
San
Fernando.
You're a
Fernando,
South girl.
South
South
person,
Okay.
yes.
girl,
She's a
yes.
South
I worked,
girl.
yeah, I worked in Port of Spain for many years though, but I am a South, as I say, I'm a country gal.
Okay. Well, I'm a
Yeah.
town girl. And when you were
Oh,
talking about articulating your words, I
yes,
remember going to Holy Name Convent and you have to speak in a certain fashion.
yes, yes. There's a joke that we do here in Trinidad. When time we hear convent, we say, "Oh, you went to convent."
Yes, you went to Convent. Yeah, I still get it. Oh, you went to Holy Name Convent. Okay,
Yeah,
I
you're a
still get
convent
it.
girl. Yes, yes.
Yes, I'm a Convent girl.
A
Yes.
convent girl.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
But
Okay, okay.
anyway, to get back into it, yes, how did that relationship start? Because I loved how even on via email they spoke so highly of you, and they were like, "Yes, Aisha is the best person to represent our current brand, which is the Caribbean Music Awards / Caribbean Elite Magazine."
Wow, I'm humbled. Yeah. Well, again, I'll go back to the point of the importance of investing in your
Mm-hmm.
brand because
Okay.
I am a living testimony of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I operate with intention when coming to how I present myself to the world, how I present myself via social media. I invest in purchasing those tickets. I attend the international conferences. I make the sacrifices, you
Yes.
know?
Yes.
And a producer would have mentioned to me, Aisha, there's something that's happening. It's huge for the Caribbean, and I think you're going to be perfect for it. And he would have shared the Caribbean Music Awards. And when I looked at it, I was like, you know what? This is awesome. I was blown away. I was like, wow, this is something that I felt so happy to see that we have something for us now,
Us.
finally,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
know?
Mm-hmm.
And I took his advice and I reached out. And because obviously I know for these types of shows, you would need to have an announcer, right?
Of course. Yes.
Yeah.
And I would have submitted. I threw my hat in the ring. Of course, they would have had, other options. And
Mm-hmm.
after a few series of meetings and discussions to feel me out as a team, because of course, a brand of this magnitude, they have to be very mindful and critical
Careful
of
and
who they choose
selective.
to bring
Mm-hmm.
into their family, into their circle,
Mm-hmm.
right? They need
Absolutely.
to understand the
Mm-hmm.
assignment, because it's a huge mission, right? And
Yeah.
many meetings after, here I am, as the voice. When I got the official letter, I slept with that letter. I couldn't sleep,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like,
Well deserved.
yes. And when I saw Voice in the Sky for the Caribbean Music Awards, I was like, okay, Aisha,
Mm-hmm.
this is it. This is
Yes. Yeah.
it. Yeah.
That's
And
amazing.
now they have you as their representative to talk to us on what's the scene. So this is definitely it. And like I said, they
Yes.
spoke highly of you as we were
Yes.
asking questions and seeing who would we be able to meet with to have them on
Yes.
our platform to share
Yes.
more information about the award show.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yes.
sorry, Carly, you were about to ask a question. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
So the Caribbean Music Award scene is very diverse. How's the Caribbean Music Award recognize a wide range of genres and island influencers? So I know last year I watched it live. It was really great, and there were some areas that was missing. What are they doing this year, 2024, to
Okay,
include
sure.
everyone?
Well,
Mhm.
definitely we would have taken the feedback that we would have received from the fans and the viewers, and we would have done our research,
Mhm.
right? Because last year was year one,
Yes.
Mhm.
right? Whilst I think we were able to put on a magnificent show, being the very first one, we would have taken a lot of the learnings from what we needed to do more research. We have a board of directors who, combined is 100 years of experience combined, right? Industry
Oh, wow.
professionals. So we are guided thoroughly by how we need to treat with this. We do the research, we receive the feedback from the fans. So when you combine all of that, we realize, okay, we need to ensure we can't leave out this group. We have to ensure we include this group. So definitely this year it's going to be a lot more diverse. And
Mhm.
yeah, so prisoners have a
Yeah.
lot to look forward to.
Amazing.
I'm very excited.
Oh,
And I'm
yes.
glad you're talking about some of the feedback that you got for your first year. Um, because actually, I found out about the awards as somebody posted the YouTube link, and I was like, "Wait, what?" Yeah, but when I spoke to one of the representatives, they were like, it had grown so much in popularity
Yes.
that they knew if they had marketed it,
Yes.
it would have been too much for the venue. So
Yes.
this year were planned accordingly, right?
Yes.
So with
Yes.
that being said, 2024 is the second year for the Caribbean
Correct.
Music Award. And all of us Caribbean people, we were all very excited about that, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So you mentioned there was feedback, and of course, there were some challenges from last year. If you're able to share like one or two, we don't want to go into too much detail. Are you able to share some of the challenges and like how are you guys going to overcome them for this year's show?
Oh,
And you can
well,
only tell
definitely.
one. You don't have to tell everything.
Oh,
You can get a
the
little
big,
peek behind the scenes.
yeah, that's all right. I could probably mention two at least. The big ticket item at the top of my list was coming to me when you asked that is funding, right? Funding.
Hmm.
Of course, I'm sure you could have an appreciation for us being able to showcase a show of this magnitude, a production of this magnitude. It's quite a hefty sum, and
Yes.
it's not heavily sponsored, especially with it being the first year. Persons may be
Oh,
interested, but they're still like, let's see, year two,
I
maybe year
wait and see.
three,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
let's see if
yeah.
this is a
I,
real thing. Let's see how serious you all are.
Mm-hmm.
uh,
To be honest with you, the founders, the partners, a lot of funds that are being spent is coming out of pocket,
oh
not via
wow,
sponsorship. So that in itself
is a
was, and to some extent continues to be, something that we are pushing to ensure that we could get better sponsorship. Which we know things will get better with time, because definitely it's going to get bigger and bigger each year, because we're here to stay. We're not going anywhere.
yes.
We are stable now in the industry. So funding is one. Two, I would say in terms of the logistics, the logistics of the show. But what I would say to that though, you have so many experienced award shows, and they still experience issues from a
Yes.
logistical or production
Mm-hmm.
standpoint. So much as for the Caribbean Music Awards, who is still, a baby going into the toddler phase, and
Mhm.
so we have learned from those things. We are hitting the ground running, in terms of the meetings and late night meetings, early morning meetings, trying to figure out how can we right those wrong things that took
Mhm.
place last year, so that we can put on a better show this year for
Yeah,
our fans and viewers. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you know what? I watched the show on YouTube, and if there were any challenges, they were very, very minor. Because other than that, I enjoyed myself in my bedroom, jumping around, singing the songs, dancing with the performances.
Yeah,
My husband trying to sleep.
reggae session was mine. Like,
Yeah,
that
the
was
reggae session. I
Oh, and
it was a
listen.
whole yeah, it was I
Hmm.
mean, I got in trouble in my bedroom because my husband trying to sleep and I'm there prancing around having a
Yeah,
ball.
that's
So
understandable. And the thing is, if you felt that experience looking at this show live, can you imagine being there in person?
yeah, exactly.
we will on
We will.
August
So,
29th,
Yeah.
yeah,
2020,
August, yeah,
Yes.
Thursday, August 29th. Be there or be square.
or be square. And you know what? One of the things you mentioned, Aisha, is that even though you have challenges, people are talking about the show. People are looking forward to the show.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just like us, like people who didn't know about it last year definitely know about it this
Mhm.
year. And
Yeah.
this is why we definitely wanted to have you guys on so we could talk about it, get it out there. Probably a new sponsor might be listening to help out the Caribbean Music Awards. We need
Exactly.
some sponsorships. So that's why we're doing these type of collaborations to help and elevate and promote the Caribbean Music Awards as much as
Mhm.
possible. So
Correct.
if
And
we
we
have any
appreciate the support,
sponsors,
definitely.
yeah. So I love that. Oh, I'm sorry, Carly. I do. I keep talking because I'm so
No,
excited
you're
about this
excited
show.
about it, but I have one question. I said, so I know Caribbean Music Awards celebrate the legends, the established artists. How do you ensure the new upcoming artists are also celebrated in this show?
All right. So for this year, we're looking at approximately 152 nominees with
Oh,
what 32
mhm.
categories, right?
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely when you look at those numbers, you could tell that we're striking a balance between the up and coming along with the experienced, the established artists, because what is important is that you have to be able to strike that balance, right? As the saying goes, if the student doesn't surpass the teacher, then learning ceases, right?
Yeah.
So we have to ensure that we provide a platform for our upcoming artists to show them, listen, what you're doing is great. We recognize your efforts, and you're deserving of this. You deserve this, right? As well as ensuring that we recognize and pay homage to those who would have paved the way, showing the rest of them what's possible,
Hmm.
what can be achieved, and how it's done. Of course,
Yeah.
styles are continuously changing. So with 32 categories and 153 nominees, it's a combination of established with up and coming. So it's a
Awesome.
great mix.
That's real nice. That's
Yep.
real nice. Now I have a fun question. Is there an after party after the show?
Well, it's being
Or the
discussed. Let's put it
secret
that
after
way.
party?
I'm not going to say yes. I'm not going to say no.
Oh,
It's being
oh,
discussed. But
okay.
rest assured, if there is one, if we finally decide, you know what, yes, it's a go, we're definitely going to be sharing it because we know that is something that persons are going to be looking forward to. So yeah,
Right.
yeah. So
Yes.
Yeah.
stay
Awesome.
tuned.
Yeah.
Yes.
So just so you know, Aisha, Carlene and I bought our tickets in last year. As soon as
Yeah.
they were released, we bought our
Yeah.
tickets. 'Cause,
Yes.
yeah, we're like,
Wow.
we're not missing it
We're
this
not
year.
missing it. And we got some
Yes.
real good seats.
Aisha, I called Carlene. I was like, Carlene, I am in my room dancing at 12 o'clock at night. This is amazing.
Yes, it really, really is. Trust me. I mean, whilst I was there backstage, I felt as if my eyes was, being filled with water because I was like, listen, this thing, this euphoric feeling that came over me being surrounded by that level of passion,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
cultural display. Listen, it is unlike anything that I've ever experienced. And if you were there in person, persons who were there, they could attest it. This feeling is
Yeah.
unlike anything. You're surrounded by everyone who's on the same mission, on the same
Yeah.
goal, which is to showcase Caribbean culture
Young,
Culture.
and
Yeah.
who we
yeah.
are as a people and the force that we were forced to be reckoned with.
And
Yes.
then talking to you, Aisha, we can see the
Okay.
passion,
Mm-hmm.
and the passion is there in this event. And, having the opportunity to create or even be a part of such a prestigious event must be so fulfilling and rewarding, right?
Oh, yes.
What part of it do you personally find rewarding?
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
easily the way persons have received and embraced the Caribbean Music Awards.
Yes.
When I look at the emails, the DMs, the messages, the calls, the texts, the questions, I'm talking about everyone, the artists, the fans, even media. And you take a bird's eye view, you can't help but feel a sense of gratitude to see how persons have truly embraced the CMAs.
Mm-hmm.
It's like persons were literally saying, you know what, finally, this is something that we could call our own.
Right.
We
Yes.
don't have to just look at the TV and just see, a minute representation on another award show. We have a show that's dedicated to all things Caribbean music and Caribbean culture. So
Yes.
persons have embraced that. They continuously express how excited and thankful they are. So that in itself, it's yeah, yep, yep.
And the show
That's what
I
it
have
is.
made us proud.
made us
It was
proud,
done
exactly.
on such an excellent
And
level.
everybody was
It
Yes,
made us very
dressed to
proud to be
kill.
from the Caribbean.
Yes.
yes,
I
yes.
have one question is I noticed a common request from people in the comments. Is CMA planning to have a new location besides New York? Are they planning to expand it anywhere in the Caribbean or somewhere else? Is
Yeah,
that something on the
yeah,
table in
we
the future?
we understand that's a bit of a peeve for persons, right? But what I would share, what I think I can safely share at this point is, from a production standpoint, it's important that there's many factors that you have to consider,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mhm.
Definitely, we have, a part of the strategy is to be able to have this show visiting different Caribbean islands. Yes.
Oh, wow.
However, remember that we're in the birthing stage of the show, and
Yes.
Yes.
hence the reason why it's held in Brooklyn, which is like the hub for Caribbean
The
people.
Mecca. The
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mecca of Caribbean
so
people. Yeah.
that's it, correct. So whilst we would want to be able to host from island to island in the Caribbean, I mean, not saying that that's not going to
Yeah.
happen. We, from a production standpoint, from in terms of the vision, the magnitude of where we want to see this going, and why it's important to lift this off right,
Mm-hmm.
you have to think from a strategic level with regards to location, time, place, location, product, place, promotion. All
Yes.
these things has to be considered. So that's something I just want persons to keep in mind. You
That's
have
a
to not
fair
just
answer.
think about, oh, it's Caribbean music, or what it
Yeah.
should be in the Caribbean. Yes, we
Yeah.
know that,
Yeah.
but there are other factors we need to consider as well.
That's
But
absolutely fair.
Aisha, I love that perspective you shared. However, just like you said, Caribbean Music Awards is a baby. If you look at the Grammy Awards, the Golden Globes, the Emmys, they have it in the same location
Location
every
all year.
year.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it is because of production, because of logistics. And
Correct.
I'm sure that Caribbean Music Awards is learning from the OGs of award
Yes,
shows.
yes,
So
yes,
I
they
I mean
are.
I agree with you guys that it makes more sense logistically, to stick to the one thing that because at least every year you can improve and get better.
Yes.
Where this year will be, I'm sure, 1,000% better than last year. Even though I didn't see anything wrong, to be honest, I was happy.
Well, there's always room for improvement, right? So
Yeah,
yes,
there's always room for
yes,
improvement. So
yes,
I love that. So for those viewers, I think it's just because they don't understand. Some people
that's
may not
correct.
understand the
Yes,
logistics of what it actually takes to put on a production of such magnitude.
And that's
exactly.
a
Like
But
common
they
the
don't have
question
any
flow,
I saw on
background.
social media about the event. So I thought I need to ask this question.
Yeah.
And it's a
yes,
Yes.
fair
sure,
answer.
sure, that's fine.
Fair answer.
There's a Caribbean saying, "See me,
Mm.
but come live with me,"
Yep.
right? So
Exactly.
from the outside looking in, it's easy, and that's okay. We understand, we think, they're entitled to feel the way they want to feel. We understand, and we are taking
Exactly.
their feedback, and we definitely do have an open mind. As I said, it's not something that we don't intend to do,
Mm-hmm.
but when we put on a production, we have to factor in all stakeholders, the
Hmm.
viewers, the artists, the live audience, the streaming audience. We have to factor in many things before we can say, you know what, okay, this is the location. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. So since we talking about, artists, you bring it up, Aisha, right? This is a fun question.
Hmm.
And you may or may not be able to answer, but I have to ask for our guest. So we know it may be early. Well, actually, it's not early. The show is what, about 3 weeks away? Are
No.
you able to? Four? We have 4 more weeks? Okay. Are you able to hint who might be performing at the show? We
Hmm.
promise not to tell anyone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course, I know this is just between the three of us.
Yeah, we promise not to tell anyone.
Yeah, yeah. The thing is, what I can say, we are honoring powerful women like Alison
Yeah.
Hines,
Mm-hmm.
Stella
Yeah.
Marley,
Mm-hmm.
Marcia Griffiths.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm painting the picture for you here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If you're honoring three powerful women like this, we definitely have to have artists that will be able to do these women justice.
Justice.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So, what I would say
Ooh.
is, whilst I'm not able to share just yet,
Even though it's just
stay
three of
tuned.
us and we're not telling
Yeah,
anybody.
yeah, I know it's just between the three of us. Bear with me, ladies. But I'll send it to you via text message. But I can say the lineup is going to be absolutely amazing.
Awesome.
When, we say for the Caribbean Music Awards, it's a night of celebration. The
Hmm.
Caribbean Music Awards is truly going to be on the August 29th, a night of celebration.
Nice.
So, yep.
But what could we at least say this, right? Because I know you, even though it's staying right here between the three of us, right? Do you think as the dates get closer to the show, like some of the performances will be revealed
Oh
then?
yes. Oh
Can we
yes,
say that?
definitely. Yes,
Okay.
definitely. So I will encourage your viewers to stay tuned. We are going to be revealing in bite sizes because of course we want to give people a taste of what they can expect, right? Build the anticipation.
Uh-huh.
So yes, soon enough.
Soon enough. Okay, so that means viewers who are on here, you have to constantly check the Caribbean Music Awards social media page so
That's
that you
correct.
can be kept abreast of
That's
all the
correct.
upcoming artists.
That's
And
correct.
she gave us a hint. It's going to be some powerhouse of
Mm-hmm.
women. This is me talking, not Caribbean Music Awards. This is Lisa that was the scene talking.
Yes.
So we're going to have some powerful women who's going to be
Mhm.
performing at the
Correct.
Caribbean Music Awards this year.
That's
So I
correct.
love that.
Yeah. Yeah, so they need to stay tuned to our social media platforms. They could also visit the website at caribmusicawards.com. That's Carib, not Caribbean. Caribmusicawards.com, right? So visit the website, keep staying tuned, and of course, subscribe to our newsletter as well because information is going to continue to be shared because we know the people are hungry. They want to know what's coming. So,
Even though
yes.
she just won't tell me and Carlene, right? Carlene, we're
Yep,
not telling
yep, yep.
anybody.
Yep. Coming soon, coming
Come
soon. And
soon.
they won't be disappointed.
Yes.
So, Aisha, I've had such a great time talking to you and you shared so much information, right? But
Mm-hmm.
what I definitely want to ask you, is there anything that you would like to share with our viewers that, we did not ask about? Is there something that you want the viewers to know about the Caribbean Music Awards?
Hmm.
Or you.
Or
Up to
you?
you.
Well, what I would say is it's important to keep supporting the culture,
Hmm.
right? We are on a mission to continuously promote and to provide a platform for Caribbean artists to package who we are to the on international
Hmm.
stages. So continue to support in whatever way you can. continue to educate yourself, continue to pay attention to the space, right? Pay attention to the space. The Caribbean Elite Group, is the umbrella for the Caribbean Music Awards as well as the Caribbean Elite
Mhm.
Magazine. And, it's a group of passionate persons where we're passionate about promoting Caribbean
Mhm.
culture. So continue to support the brand, continue to pay attention to what's happening. We're going to have a lot of initiatives that we're going to be enrolling even after the Caribbean Music Awards because educating persons is important, educating
Uh-huh.
artists and in terms of marketing, branding, all these things. So continue to watch this space and provide support as best as you can because we welcome the support from everyone because we can't do this alone.
Absolutely.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. And that is why was the scene wanted to make sure we got you on our platform to show our support of the Caribbean Music Awards because we think what you guys are doing is absolutely phenomenal. And
Thank
we
you.
actually wish someone was doing it sooner because we've had so many great artists
Yes.
prior to, I'll say, my generation that should have also gotten some recognition, but there wasn't this platform where they could receive the recognition that they aptly deserve for all
Yes.
their contribution to our Caribbean
Yeah.
culture.
Yes.
So thank you. And I know Caribbean Music Awards is on here as well. So thank you, thank you,
Thank
thank
you
you for
very
doing.
much.
Yeah, this
But
is.
Very
before we
welcome.
go, I need to hear your beautiful voice.
Mhm.
Your
Ah.
beautiful voice. Give us
Mm.
something.
Ah.
Yeah, this is the good angel now. Throw any
Mm.
bad
The
angel.
good angel. All right. A night of celebration. Welcome to the 2024 Caribbean Music Awards.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's so comforting to
It
hear it. And oh
is
gosh.
and soothing.
Hmm.
Thank you so very much. I mean, and the winner
Yeah.
is. You see, they're coming
Yes,
in
I
here
see
right now.
coaching. No, we have to do it over Aisha. You rush that. You have to do it over Aisha. You have to do it over. You rush that one. You rush that one. You have to
I
do it
love it. I
over.
love it.
Oh, and the winner is, right? The
I
nominees for Best New Soca Artist are.
Wow.
I love it.
I
Oh my
love
God. I wanted to say my name. Lisa L. Taylor. Yay.
Well,
That's
we're going to be
amazing.
in the building. You're going to be at King's Theatre on
We're
Thursday,
gonna hear.
August
We're like,
29th.
Aisha, that's
So you're
her
going
voice.
to be hearing a lot of my voice. So you're going to
Mhm.
be hearing it live in the flesh. But ladies, thank you so much for
Thank
having
you.
us. Thank you for your support. I know on behalf of the team, I know they're very appreciative of whatever platform you could get to continue to promote the hard work that we're putting in to
Mhm.
ensure that we do our part for the culture.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
Wait,
thank
but
you so much.
no, you guys, no, thank
Thank
you. We are
you.
truly grateful. Thank you. But before you go, Aisha, in
Yeah.
case there's some viewers who still don't know the information, do you mind sharing
Hmm.
the date, location, just one
Sure.
more time and where they can
Sure.
buy tickets? Just one more
Excellent.
time.
Sure. So the Caribbean Music Awards 2024 is taking place on Thursday, August 29th. That's Thursday, August 29th at King's Theatre, Brooklyn, New York. King's Theatre, Brooklyn, New York. Tickets are now on sale at www.caribmusicawards.com.
Yes.
CaribMusicAwards.com. Tickets are on sale. They're going fast. If I were you, I would, right after this live, whoever's looking, you should be on that website right
Yeah,
now purchasing your
Yep.
tickets because trust me, you need to be in the building. Don't take my word for it.
We can't wait. We can't wait.
we cannot wait. That's why I said I can't. Carlene, can you believe we really bought our tickets last year?
Yeah.
Like as soon as we saw the post on IG, I was like, Carlene, I'm buying the tickets now
Yep.
because I
That
wanted an
is so
end seat.
commendable.
Yeah,
That
I
is
wanted an end
commendable.
seat and all type of stuff. I was like, Carly, we buying it now. And she's like, girl, let's wait. I'm like, I'm not listening to you. I'm buying our tickets right now.
Mhm.
So
That is commendable. Yeah, we
Yes.
look forward to celebrating with everyone. We're looking forward. It's going to be a great evening.
it is.
Thank
And we are truly excited and we're honored. And hopefully we'll have the opportunity to meet you when you're in Brooklyn, New York.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I
Oh, I
hope
look
we'll get to
forward.
meet you.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, same.
Once I am relieved of my
Duties.
duties,
Yeah.
then I
Yes.
will.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah.
Aisha, do you want to take us out with your voice and some final words tonight?
Okay.
We love your voice.
Yes.
Ah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we look forward to hosting you on Thursday, August 29th at King's Theatre, Brooklyn, New York. Be there for a night of celebration,
Oh.
the Caribbean Music
Whoa.
Awards.
Yes.
All right, and good. And on
Goodness.
that note, thank you so much for being on here with us. Carlene, I know you have a few more words.
No, I just want to say thank you, and I'm looking forward to the Caribbean Music Awards.
And on
Yeah,
that
thank you,
note,
Lena.
thank
You're
you
welcome.
everyone for tuning in and learning more about the Caribbean Music Awards. Of course, if you need more information, there is also an IG page, Carib Music Awards. You can feel free to send them a DM and they will definitely respond to you. Have
Yeah.
a good night, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you
Thank you
again,
Thanks
very
for
Irene.
having
much.
me,
Good night,
ladies.
Good
Have a good
everyone.
evening.
night.
Bye.